What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to part 16 of our Pokemon Dark Worship walkthrough. In the previous video, we battled the final gym leader and got the 8th gym badge. We also explored Otomai Island, where we came across a strange old temple. And now we've just unlocked Route 19, where there are some awesome Pokemon for us to catch. And we are trying to make our way to the Elite Four now that we have all 8 gym badges. So I'm very excited to try and make our way there. I'm not sure if there is like a victory road in this game, but there is a final route for us to go to reach the Elite Four. I have been training up my Pokemon a hell of a lot. And here we've just come across Trainer Blue. And he's also defeated all the gym leaders, and he's also on his way to the Elite Four and the Pokemon League. And he wants to test his strength. He wants to battle us. So let's see, this is going to be good practice for the Pokemon League. And his first Pokemon he has sent out is a level 92 Corviknight, which is a really strong dark and flying type Pokemon. And as you can see, my Pokemon are all level 92 as well. That is the current level cap that my Pokemon can reach. I have leveled them all up to level 92, so we're ready to go. I'm not sure if we will unlock the level cap before or after the Elite Four and the Pokemon League. Perhaps once you've defeated them, you will unlock level 100. We'll have to wait and see for that. Okay, and the next Pokemon Blue has sent out is a level 92 Ursaluna, which is a really strong Pokemon. And if you guys know, there is like an alternate form where you get Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is really, really cool. It's actually one of my favorite newer Pokemon. I'm not sure if you can get the Blood Moon version in this game, but if you can, I definitely want to try add it to my team. And Ursaluna knocked out my Silvally, which is quite impressive. Silvally has always been a beast in my team. And Trainer Blue is using full restore, so he's really pulling out all the stops to keep this Ursaluna alive. I've decided to go with Rillaboom next, whose attack is pretty effective. Its drum beat also slows the opponent after each attack. And we knocked out Ursaluna, so we got 2 of Blue's Pokemon down. There are still 4 to go. And now Blue's strongest starter Pokemon is Sceptile, level 92, and it's Mega Evolving. Trainer Blue has used the Mega Ring, so it's a grass versus grass type, Rillaboom versus Sceptile. My Rillaboom's attacks are not doing too much damage as we are the same type, but if we can weaken it a little bit and hopefully slow it down a bit, the next Pokemon we send out should have a bit of an advantage. Ken, we're just using our knock-off attack as it is a dark type attack. But I think now is a good time to also try revive some Pokemon while we are not taking too much damage. If we can get our team a bit stronger, that will only put us in better stead. And Sceptile has just been raising its stats, so it hasn't been causing too much damage. And my Rillaboom's just hanging in there. He's gotten a lot stronger since we've done EV training. In the last video, we finally reached the point where we can EV train our Pokemon. There's a little EV cave where you can train up each stat. And in order to reduce your EV point, you've got to go and buy a whole bunch of berries. Different berries will reduce stat points. And the berries were fairly cheap, so it wasn't too much of an issue at all. But I'm definitely all ready now for the Pokemon League, and I'm very curious to see how it is, how many people we have to battle, what level their Pokemon are, what types the Elite Four are going to be. I'm super excited. Okay, we knocked out Phalanx, and Blue has sent out Silverly, which is level 92. We also have a Silverly, and this looks like it's still a normal type if you look at its headgear, and it knocked out my Magmortar. But luckily we got 3 Pokemon left. I think we should go with the Silverly versus Silverly battle. Let's see who's the strongest. And we one-shot that Silverly. There's only room for one Silverly in this town. And now Trainer Blue's final Pokemon is a level 92 Skunk Tank, which is a poison type, and we one-shotted that fairly easily. Not really a tough battle. We still had 2 or 3 Pokemon left. And we defeated Blue again. So he says after we reach the Elite Four and the Pokemon League, he'll take us on again and he'll beat us then. But I doubt it. He hasn't beat us yet. And that guy just asked for all of our gym badges. You can't enter here unless you have all 8, which we do have. And we just found a hidden moon ball in that rock. So this cave is still a part of Route 19. I'm not sure how big or how large this cave is. And here we've reached a point where you've got to use Waterfall. I don't believe we have unlocked Waterfall yet. So that must be an area for perhaps after the Pokemon League, once we have unlocked the Waterfall HM. And we are exploring the south of the cave now, where there are a couple trainers for us. And we found a Sacred Ash, which is a really powerful item. I believe it heals all the Pokemon in your team. And we've reached the Mystic Labyrinth, which is a really cool-looking area. It looks like a maze that you have to try figure your way through and around. And it looks like there are some chests everywhere. So with these chests, some of them will give us cool items, and other chests are like cursed chests, where some of your Pokemon can get poisoned or burnt or even knocked out. So it's up to you how many of the chests you want to try and open. Some are good, some are bad. And here we found a Nurse Joy. Thank goodness we can heal our Pokemon. And now we can take on some of the other trainers and keep exploring this maze. There are some cool items for us to pick up. And we're going to try and figure out how to get through this maze first. It's not too tricky, but yeah, you want to be aware of these treasure chests. There we got a full restore. And the second one poisoned our Pokemon, as you can see. So one was a good chest, one was a bad chest. But luckily the Nurse Joy is around the corner, so you can just heal any problems from cursed chests. We'll quickly heal Nurse Joy and then we'll explore a different section of the maze. Let's go up north now and see where that leads us to. There's a chest there on the right that we haven't been able to reach yet. Okay, that is also a chest of chaos, so I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe our Pokemon got burnt or something, or knocked out. And we have battled all the trainers along the way. None of them have been super crazy tough, but you may need to heal your Pokemon once or twice with the Nurse Joy there. Okay, and it looks like we've reached the end of the maze, and Alain has caught up with us with his Charizard. And I'm not sure if he wants to battle, but it will be pretty cool if we can. Okay, yes, he wants to battle. Alain's famous for his Mega Charizard, and all those Pokemon are level 92 as well. So we've got Rillaboom up front, and the first Pokemon Alain has sent out is Ferrothorn, which is the Steel Grass type, I believe. So we got a Grass versus Grass type. I don't think my attacks are going to be too effective. However, my Rillaboom does have Knockoff, which is a Dark type attack. So it's doing decent amount of damage, nothing crazy. But Alain's used a full restore on Ferrothorn. And another ability of Ferrothorn is it has iron barbs. So if you hit it with a physical attack, you do take some damage, unfortunately. But my Rillaboom is hanging in there. We might be able to knock out Ferrothorn and knock out ourselves. But no, Alain uses another full restore, so he's used 2 now. Which is a good thing, I suppose. We're getting him to use his full restores early in the game. And we knocked Ferrothorn out. So even though he used another full heal, we still knocked it out. Rillaboom has really come in clutch. And now he sent out his strongest Pokemon as level 92 Charizard, which is going to Mega Evolve now into Mega Charizard X. This is definitely the coolest form. And Charizard has the type advantage. My Rillaboom doesn't stand a chance. But now I'm going to send out Silverly, which is a ground type. It should have an advantage on Charizard now. And we one-shotted Charizard. Mega Charizard X has been knocked out. Don't mess with Silverly. But now, Trainer Alain has sent out Samurott, and this looks like it's the Hisuian form. Water type should be really effective against my ground type. So he has knocked out my Silverly, but he's hanging in by a thread. He's got very little health left. Hopefully he won't use another full restore. Okay, now I've decided to send out Graplot. We knocked out the Hisuian Samurott. And the next Pokemon Alain has sent out is a level 92 Metagross. Super awesome Pokemon, Steel-type Pokemon. And it knocked out my Graplot. But now again, we're going to try and get the type advantage. And I've sent out my Magmortar. And my Magmortar is an absolute beast. It had high IV stats when I caught it. I believe it was a 3-star Magmar when I caught it. And I've EV trained it up, fully maxed out its speed and special attack. And as you can see, it's just one-shotting Pokemon. One shot for those 2. And the final Pokemon Alain is sending out is 92 Weavile, which we also just one-shotted. So Magmortar literally took out half of Alain's team by itself. And I think after defeating Blue and Alain, we are definitely ready to take on the Pokemon League. Both of those battles were fairly easy. We still had 2 or 3 Pokemon remaining. So I think we're looking in good shape. Then I think if you definitely train up your Pokemon's EV points correctly, even on expert difficulty, that's what we're playing on now currently, it should still be fairly easy with a bit of EV training involved. And even if you don't EV train your Pokemon, I think you still could complete the game fairly easily. It will be a lot more challenging, but you could still get it done with just random grinding. Okay, and here we've met a card collector, and he's looking for a specific type of male, which we don't have. And here we took on a tag team duo. There are some campers there that wanted to challenge us. Hiding in the rock, we found a nugget, which is really worthwhile. And here we used our rock climb to pick up an Ordinite, a Megastone for Ordino. And if we look on the right side, there's also an area to use rock climb with another Megastone. And yes, we've finally reached Victory Road. And this is another little puzzle with different water currents. And whichever current you choose will send you in a different path. Often you go back to where you start. But if you follow this path that I've just followed, you should make it out to the next area. So just go back and watch which paths I took exactly, and that will get you through the puzzle really easily. And here we came across Blue, who was ahead of us, and he gave us HM Dive. So now we can start diving, which is really cool. I really like that they added this dive area in the game. It looks really awesome exploring under the sea. And there are some cool Pokemon to catch here and a lot of nice items to pick up. And with dive, you can come up again and explore new areas. Here we just picked up a TM, so nothing too amazing here for us. We can dive back under and explore some more. Here we've picked up a heart scale and also an ice heel. And we're going to try look for any other points where we can rise up and explore new areas. Here we've reached another point where we can rise up. And it looks like this might be the correct path to continue on Victory Road. And there we picked an A-patch item, which is also a pretty useful item. And we had another tag team battle there. There are some really powerful Pokemon here to also catch, so if you're interested in any of those, come and catch a couple of them. And we've reached another dive spot, so we've come back down and we picked up a Swampert. So if you're using a Swampert, you can now Mega Evolve it. Swampert is a really powerful water and ground type Pokemon. And its Mega Evolution is really sick, one of the cooler looking ones in my opinion. Again, we're still in Victory Road Cave. It looks like there's an area here where there's a couple trainers, but we're gonna swerve across and try to avoid some of them. My Pokemon can't get any higher in level. We've reached the level 92 level cap, so I don't want to come and battle everybody if I'm not getting any experience from it. And there was a fossil that we went past there in the previous area, but we will come back and explore it after the game. Now I just want to make it through Victory Road and try reach the next Pokemon Center. We can always backtrack and explore a bit afterwards or in the after game. And we picked up a Tyranitar, so that's the Mega Stone for Tyranitar, which is also a super powerful Pokemon. And here we've reached an area with a hot air balloon again. And we picked up more really cool items, 2 really powerful items. And Gerald is the pilot that takes us to the Pokemon League, so he offers us a lift. And yes, we definitely do want to go. And we've reached the Seafood Arc, so this must be the area just before the Pokemon League. Here it looks like there are a couple items to buy and a couple people to talk to. So you might need some of these items just to get that last little advantage. As you can see, here are all the berries that reduce some of your EV points. You can go buy a whole bunch of them there. And here are some other berries. They're all really cheap. So come and stock up, buy 100 or 200 of each berry. If you haven't trained up your Pokemon with EV points, now might be the time for you to do that. If you train up your Pokemon's EV points, at least 2 Pokemon, it will make a huge difference in this game. And here it looks like we've reached the final Pokemon Center for the Pokemon League. We're just going to heal our Pokemon, see what items they are selling here, and get our Pokemon ready, make sure they have the correct hold items, make sure we've taught them all the TMs that we would like to teach them, get them as ready as they can. And here we've just registered for the Pokemon League. So I'm very excited. And that guy we spoke to is kind of like a scammer. You don't want to help him because he wants to try to take all your badges or something. So just say no to him. And we're going to stock up on some revives and potions. And in the next video, we're going to start our Pokemon League adventure. I'm very excited and I'm curious how tough it's going to be. So hopefully we are ready. Hopefully we'll do pretty well. But stay tuned for the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.